And it's 12 p.m. Hi guys, welcome to our webinar for today. I'm so excited to have to be here, to be doing today's webinar, which is the art of conversation in virtual dating. We are very excited because we see so many of you have joined us. Like currently, we have close to 200 participants, and I believe more will be coming. And today's webinar, like we are talking about love, we are talking about dating, so it's going to be fun. So please do, feel free to participate by using the chat box. So, like I'll be asking a lot of questions. We'll be looking forward to your participation. And at the same time, if you have any questions for our panelists today, please use the Q&A box. Okay, so first and foremost, some of you might not know who I am. You might be wondering who is this person who keep talking. So I'm Violet. I'm Chief Cupid, CEO and co-founder of Lunch Actually. We have been in this business for the last 16 years, and we are very glad because of this situation, we are able to connect with you in more, I would say, intimate way. So I think, like the way we see it is like there are always silver linings. And here we are, like bringing to you our dating consultant as well as our dating coach to share more about dating with you. So first and foremost, please let us know where are you from. So you can use the chat box now. Tell us where are you from. Are you from Singapore, Malaysia, other countries? KL, Malaysia, Singapore, Malaysia, Hong Kong. Yes, Indonesia, Serangoon. Singapore, Malaysia. Okay, so we can see a lot of our friends from Singapore, Malaysia, KL, Marine Parade, Penang, Philippines. Wow, awesome. Korea, nice. Singapore PR from Hong Kong, Indonesia, Katong. Yeah, I love Katong Laksa. Woodlands. Yeah, keep them coming. Let us know where you're from. Yeah, awesome. Okay, so is this your first time attending our webinar? Yeah, please let us know as well. Like, is this your first time, second time? Yes, second time. Yes, we are happy that some of you like the first one and you're here again. Yes, second time. Wow, quite a number of second time. We have Selayang from KL as well. Nice. Second time, first time, awesome. So we are glad to see that those of you who have attended our first one, you are here again. So that means you have enjoyed it, and we are looking forward to putting on a good show today and definitely answering all questions that you have. Okay, and my next question would be, I think, like for our friends from Singapore, from Malaysia, we have been in circuit breaker situation or we have been in MCO. So just want to find out, how has this circuit breaker affected your dating life? Like, did it make it better? Did it make it worse? How has it been? Are you enjoying it? No change, okay. What else? You want you are doing more virtual dates. Okay, some say worse, some say only online, no difference, still going to work, enjoy. Some say they've stopped dating, some say they have already tried virtual dating. And then some say hard to sustain. I understand it's not easy to just keep chatting online. And some say cannot meet the online matches, conversation might die off. So you're at the right place, because today we are going to be sharing with you some tips on how to keep that virtual dating going. Some say getting bored, as I've been working from home for the last 2 months. Some say using apps, in the midst of exams. Some say no social life. Astrolita say don't really like online dating, didn't work with me. And then Latifa say non-existent dating life. Someone else say getting lazy, not dating yet. Okay, guys, so you're at the right place, because today, like we are definitely going to be sharing with you some tips on virtual dating, how to like be a better conversationalist when it comes to virtual dating as well. So before we get started, of course, I want to introduce to you our speakers for today. So very excited to have with me two of my colleagues, Rochelle and Angela, who will be sharing more about what they do, and also, of course, sharing great tips with you. So I'll start with Angela. So Angela, perhaps you can do a quick introduction of yourself.
Angela. So I have been a senior date coach in Lunch Actually for more than 5 years. So my role is basically to analyze where and what the dating obstacles each single is facing and help them to overcome them. So I'm happy to say that I have brought together over 40 couples.
Wow, that's amazing, Angela. Thanks for sharing that. And I understand as well, like as a senior day coach, you meet a lot of people and you have helped a lot of our clients. So if you were to share with us, like, what is one of the most memorable coaching client that you have, right? Can you tell us more about that?
Okay, so I have quite a number of memorable coaching clients. So I remember this guy came to me and said that he went on more than 10 dates. However, unable to get a second date. So we did a role play in conversation and realized that he actually cannot stop talking when it comes to conversation. So later on, he shared that he actually has a learning disability and unable to control his speech. So we practice on pausing for many sessions. So of course, I am unable to cure the speech problem because I'm not a speech therapist. But at least after a couple months, he become more mindful, pausing in conversation. And a few months later, he is attached.
Wow, that's a great story. Thanks for sharing that. So, like definitely we can see that even people might have speech situation or different difficulties, like working with Angela, like they have made progress, and I'm very happy to hear that your client is now attached. We have some clients who have worked with you, Angela. They are saying long time no see. And we also have a participant who say, wow, Angela is very beautiful on screen.
Thank you.
Okay, and of course, we also have our senior dating consultant with us today, Rochelle. So, Rochelle, would you like to give a quick introduction of yourself?
Hello, hi, I'm Rochelle, senior dating consultant here at Lunch actually. So it's been a very meaningful journey for me so far, as I get to meet singles every day from all walks of life. So I try to understand their dating backgrounds, what their values and goals are, and I'll help them to achieve their objective of coming to us. Yeah, so yeah.
Thank you, Rochelle. Rochelle, do you want to get a cup of water? I
Yes,
think
I think I do get a
yes. So I mean, Rochelle, you have been with us for quite a while now, and I also know that when I first interviewed you, I first met with you. You're from like a totally different industry. You were doing totally different things. So, what made you become inspired or motivated to actually be a dating consultant?
Okay, all right. So I've always enjoyed, playing cupids, matching friends and family members, and I do feel a sense of achievement, bringing like-minded singles together. And I thought, why not? Why not I do it professionally? So I heard about lunch actually from many years ago, ever since I was in school, in uni, So I just wanted to challenge myself, do something new, and I met my first client and I successfully met her. She was very skeptical, very shy when she came to me. And 3 months down the road, she is in a very stable relationship. And just last year, she just got married. And yeah, these stories, and this kind of scenarios actually help me, and motivate me to help more singles.
Awesome. Thank you, Rochelle, for sharing your success story as well. Okay, so we have more participants who have joined us now. We have more than 200 participants who is on the call with us. And so please stay until the end because we will be answering a lot of your questions, the one that you have sent us before this, as well as any questions that you will put in the Q&A box. So I do see some questions being put in the Q&A box right now. So we will get to them, not to worry. And before we get on to the first topic, I thought, let's have some fun and get to know our panelists even better. And this will actually be related to our first topic for the day. So the first topic for the day is actually learn the best dating strategies for shy singles. So before we do that, okay, I thought maybe we can play a game. Okay, so you see all our panelists right now on your screen. You see myself, Rochelle, Angela. Yes, yes. Yeah, please tell me yes if you're seeing us. Yes, okay, so that's great. Okay, and we actually have two other ladies behind the scene as well. You should be seeing them. Yes, so we have Adrina and Christina. So just a very quick intro. So Christina is our head of PR. So she's the woman who makes all of this happen. So without her, we won't be doing this webinar today. So thanks, Christina. And of course, we also have Adrina, who's our a special ops director, so she does a lot of the different things, you know, like for example, she has also helped with making our coaching project even better. So we are very happy to have her with us today to help us behind the scenes. But I thought, you know, like rather than just behind the scenes, I want to bring them to the screen as well, because now we're going to play a game. Okay, so ladies, we are ready for the game, right? Okay, so the game is Have I Never? Okay, so the question is, have I never dated a shy guy before? Okay, so just to share the rules again, just in case we get it wrong. So if you have never dated a shy guy before, then you put up your hands. Okay, so if you have dated before, then you don't put up your hands. Okay, got it? Okay, awesome. So I'm going to count 3, 2, 1, and then those who have never dated a shy guy before, then put up their hands. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Okay, so that means that all our ladies here have dated a shy guy before. So shy guys out there who's watching this, you have a chance, not to worry. Okay, so now I give you a chance, okay, to decide or vote on whose story do you want to hear from. Okay, so as you can see, you know, all our team today have dated a shy guy before. So whose story do you want to hear from? Wow, okay, we see Angela, Adrina, Rochelle, Angela, the one who is married. Okay. And then some say, oh, cannot lah, you be just tell all our stories, you have no time to cover your stories and all our questions anymore. The one who married a shy guy. Flip a coin. Okay, I think based on what I've seen so far, it's the highest votes are Angela and Rochelle. Okay, so we'll start with Rochelle. Okay, tell us your story.
Okay, so I will want to share my client story instead. So maybe I'll share a little bit about, you know, this client that I met. So this client that I met, right, she is at her prime, you know, and she is working in the banking industry. So she is very beautiful, very articulate, you know, and very charismatic as well. So she's always very attracted, right, to the bad boys type. So when she came to me, right, I think her challenges is that she has no problem meeting people, but she does have a problem getting attached. So all these guys that she has been meeting, right, very charismatic, you know, smooth talker, you know, and you know, very extroverted, you know, have a great social life. But end of the day, you know, she is they are not committed and they are not really, you know, ready to settle down or to move the relationship to the next level. So when she came to me, right, she wanted to, you know, put this as a priority now that her career is more stable, and yeah, she wants to look into, you know, her personal life and to be in a serious relationship. So so after sharing with me, you know, her dating goals, you know, her dating criteria, what she's looking for, well, I sent her out with 2 very nice guys, you know. They are intellectually stimulating, you know, charismatic, you know, and the date went well. But on her 3rd date with this another gentleman, so this guy is slightly more introverted and slightly more shy. So when I was sharing the profile with her, right, she was a little hesitant, like, I'm not sure if I want to go out with this type. Rochelle, you know that I'm not very attracted to a guy that's too quiet, take a while to warm up. But so I encourages her, you know, to give it a go, you know, take the leap of faith. I always tell my clients that. And the date actually went very well. Yeah. And they actually follow up on the 2nd and 3rd date. So among all the dates that I sent her out, you know, she actually is in a very serious relationship and also very stable relationship with this man who is working in the IT industry, slightly more introverted, you know, but do not judge a book by its cover, because they share a lot of values, you know, outlook in life, you know. I think holistically they just matches, and they are very family oriented people. And she actually told me that you know, yeah, it's true, you know, so I need to widen up my social circle, meet more different type of personality before I can get my benchmark. Always like the more bad boy type, the more smooth talker type, right? But in the end, I end up with this man that, you know, I do see myself, you know, growing old with. And yeah, and she's very, she looked up to him for his humility. He's a very humble person, and he's just someone that, you know, can make her a better person as well, be a better version of herself. So very happy, and this is one of my happy success couple. Yeah.
Thank you, Rochelle. Hey, Rochelle, you're very naughty. We asked you to share your own story, then you go and share your own story. Okay, so Angela, please don't do the same thing. We want to hear your life story. If not, like all our listeners, they're going to be very upset. Yes, Angela. Yes.
Okay, so for me, I think my husband is an introverted person. So he doesn't like big groups. He likes to stay at home. He would try to purposely avoid talking to any strangers. And I remember the first time he asked me out, it was also quite indirect, like in a way. So he would just say that, like, hey, let me know if you want to meet up sometime. But I feel shy people still have a lot to offer, a lot of other good things, like my husband.
Thank you, Angela, for your sharing. So, all the shy guys out there, you have a chance, like what Rochelle has shared, like her client, were given so many different options, but at the end of the day, she chose someone that might be a bit shy, a bit more introverted, but have a lot of similar values with her. And same for Angela, like she has mentioned, her husband is actually very shy. And the way that he asked her out was also, like a bit shy. But you see, they are now happily married with 2 kids. I think some of the people have been asking us, like, are we married? So just want to let you know, like, all of us here are married, other than Adrina, who is also in a very serious and stable relationship. Okay, thank you, ladies. So Adrina and Chris, thanks for helping us in this game. And now we will go straight into our first topic. So like I mentioned just now, we have learn the best dating strategies for shy singles, right? So we know that conversation is very important and it's what leads to a relationship. However, it is quite challenging sometimes, for us to master the conversation, not just in a real date, but now that we have to do virtual dates, it can be even more difficult. So how can we make it work? So I know Angela, our senior date coach today, have prepared some great tips for us. So over to you, Angela.
Hello, hi. So if you are shy and more quiet, the best strategies is to prepare your topics before you go on a date. So have some ideas of what you are going to say. Don't keep asking questions because you don't want to make it feel like an interview. Be positive, of course. Don't talk about the COVID situation. Focus on topics that are able to show off your good character. You can also share what is the best thing happened to you today. In message, you can say what's on your mind recently. Also, people unable to read your emotions in message. So use more emoticons. A smiley face makes you look friendlier. And tell your date that you are enjoying the conversation. You can be playful by using a wink to build chemistry. Also, don't give like 1 or 2 word answers. Try not to say maybe, I don't know, because like this could be a turn off.
Thank you, Angela, for the great tips. I agree with you. I think a lot of times when people, like go on dates, they tend to find similarity. They want to find, what is the something that they can really, have in common, right? And I think like on your second point, you mentioned that be positive, don't talk about COVID. I totally know where you're coming from, because I think everybody right now, like are in the COVID situation and they feel that, oh, this is the something in common that we have. So I mean, okay, it might be weird to completely not talk about it, but I think what you're saying is like, don't just focus on it and just go on and on about it and keep saying like, oh, how many cases are there today? It's like, do you think the cases are going to get worse tomorrow? Yeah, so it's okay to share like how you feel, how has COVID maybe changed your outlook in life, like what are some of the things that you have done during this time to improve yourself. So focus on really positive things. Yeah. And I think, we have a question here. I thought, maybe we should just take it very quickly. So the question is like, does the ladies have to make more effort if the guys are more shy? Like if not, how to make the guys more proactive? So what do you think, Angela?
So yes, if the guy are more shy, so they may find it could be challenging to start a conversation and approach a lady that he like. So as a lady, it is okay if we are talking about messaging, like it is okay to send a guy a message or to ask him like how are you, etc. lah. So it takes like both parties to continue a good conversation.
Yeah, thank you, Angela. Thanks, Pankaj, for your vote of confidence. He said this should be on CNA, so more gets value from it. Okay, Pankaj, if you know anybody from CNA, you can share with them our webinar today. And yes, we have BBB who said, provided the guy is worthwhile to be pursued. Yes, of course, you know, like at the end of the day, we are always looking for people who's compatible with us, and of course, don't waste your time on like time wasters, as we usually put it. Rochelle, so I understand that, you know, like sometimes it's not that the person, him or herself, is shy, but maybe, you know, like the person is not shy, but the person whom they are interested in talking to or dating could be shy. And I know you have some great tips as well for situations like that.
Usually advise my client, right, is to always work on, you know, body language, you see. So the way you carry yourself, you know, all these are very important, especially when it comes to virtual dates. But of course, if this person is very shy, very quiet, right, they will take some time to come out of their shell. So do give them some time, and always keep maybe the eye contact at the very minimal in the beginning, and then maybe after the person warm up, right, that's when you can, you know, look at them, you know, and just put more attention at them. If not, right, they will feel very, very shy, and they will try to, you know, look left, look right. So if you also do that, right, kind of resonates with them on that level, so it will make them feel comfortable. Usually shy and quiet people will warm up, right, to a more comfortable atmosphere and a more comfortable kind of environment. So make them feel comfortable, appreciate that they are not always, you know, the one that likes to share. So, you know, and it is okay if they are just a listener. So don't force them, okay? And once you warm up, right, I think another body language tip, right, I would advise you is to lean into them. You know, by doing that, right, the person would feel that, right, you are genuinely being interested in what they are saying. So, and this will make them feel comfortable and eventually make the conversation flow, and for them to speak to you as well. Okay, and also one more thing is that, right, always ask open-ended question and go deeper. What are open questions? What are open-ended questions? So think of it like, you know, if you're asking someone, hey, have you watched this movie? So this person probably will just answer you, oh, yes or no. You know, coming from a shy person, so they do not want to elaborate more, but you want them to speak more. So what kind of question can you ask? Is, for me, I will usually tell my clients, oh, you know, you can ask questions like, you know, have you seen that movie? You know, so you know, what is your favorite movie of all time? So this will actually go deeper, you know, help them go deeper to explaining and elaborating, right, what they like about the movie, you know, what are their favorite movie of all time. So this will keep the conversation going, and they will be more engaging as well. But always remember, right, set the ground by asking them a question and giving them room, right, you know, to answer at their own pace, okay? Because they are shy, they are more quiet, okay? This way will allow them to engage in a conversation without feeling the pressure of like, you know, like they have to carry it forward. So take things slow, okay? Don't rush, you know, and yeah, okay? And also, you know, you can be, if you're comfortable with them, or you can be a little bit more vulnerable by sharing some personal stories about yourself that you don't really share with a lot of people. Okay, so this will actually help them, you know, and this will make the shy or the quiet people think that, oh, you know what, this person is being very honest with me, so I can actually be very honest with him too. So that this will actually makes it more comfortable, you know, for the both of them to speak, you know, and for the shy person to warm up. And yeah, and also, you know, as you know, the way you open up to them, right, the more you open up to them, right, I think the more easier they will feel. So yeah, then you will see that the body language will shift, you know, you're going to make more eye contact, and you guys are going to talk more to each other, and also, yeah, and the conversation will just flow naturally. So so this is my tips for my very shy and more quiet clients.
Thank you, Rochelle, for your sharing. We see a lot of our attendees, you know, like really participating. They have so many different questions. We will do our best to get back to you as soon as possible. So I think one of the things that was brought up is, you know, if the person is shy and then you have to find topics, you have to keep talking about it, it can get very tiring. So I think my sharing on that, or my tip on that, is like it's okay to have silence or pauses sometimes, because I think for some of us, especially I think like for example Rochelle, you can see Rochelle speaks in a very fast manner. Rochelle is definitely extroverted, like so for some of us who's like that, right, we feel quite uncomfortable when there's silence. We feel uncomfortable that, hey, how come nobody's saying something? But I think, we need to appreciate that it's okay. It's okay to sometimes, just have some time to pause, to some time to just enjoy the scenery, to just enjoy our food. I think by what Rachel shared just now, to just give the room to the person who's a bit more introverted, a bit more shy, they would actually appreciate it. And I think, some of you did ask me about my story earlier. So just quick one, I just want to let you know, I also married a shy guy. So my husband actually is also very shy. So again, not to worry, it's really about opening up, like sharing, being vulnerable, like what Rochelle has shared. And when you're vulnerable, the other person would see that you are sincere, you're authentic, and slowly they will start to open up as well. Okay, so moving on to our second topic for today. So, like after singles, they might have been chatting for a while. So just now, we have some of our participants who have shared as well. They are chatting, like they're doing virtual dates. So after chatting, we want them to jump on a video call as soon as possible. And this will, of course, also help to determine if the other person is genuine or real. But of course, we know that doing virtual dates is actually quite different from real dates, because, like virtual dates, yes, you can see the person face to face, but it's still not in person, where you can have a lot of different types of interaction as well. So maybe before we ask our panelists today, Rochelle and of course Angela, for their best tips, we just want to ask how many of you have been on a virtual date? So you can type yes or no in the chat right now. Yes, yes, no, no. Yes, yes, no, not yet. I like the not yet. That means, you are planning to. No, yes. No, no, yes. Nope. Not yet. No, not yet still. Okay, no, yes. Okay, I would say it's probably half and half, like some yes, some no. Okay, and maybe, if those of you who have been on virtual first date so far, like are there any challenges that you have faced? Like or maybe did you even have any horror stories that you might want to share with us? Like please feel free to just share it in the chat right now. Okay, I just saw one. So one say very unglam side, because camera angle catch the unglam side. Okay, and another person say, not until I get the hair clipper that I've ordered. I have ordered hair clipper as well. I'm waiting for it to arrive. My new hobby is to cut my husband and my son's hair. They are very horrified, but that's another story altogether. Okay, so thanks guys for sharing all your different thoughts. Okay, so we have Angela. So Angela, maybe you can really give some advice to our singles now. How can they present their best foot forward on a virtual date?
Then it's quite tempting when you do a virtual day, you are at home, very comfortable, you may want to wear your pajamas. But grooming, when it comes to virtual dating, it is still important. So dress up like you would for any first date. So you will feel a lot better, more like your usual self. Of course, smile. For eye contact, try to look at the camera rather than looking at the screen, because you would like the other person to see that you are looking at them to build a connection. So you may want to turn off your own screen so that you won't be looking at yourself. So maybe I can demonstrate. So this is me looking at the camera. So this is me looking at the screen. Okay, so you can see the difference is if I am looking at the camera, so there would be more trust, more connection. So you can try that. Okay, so also flirting is important for virtual dating because the physical connection part is not there. Make sure to compliment your date. Let them know what you like about them, and towards the end of the date, to tell them that like, hey, I really enjoy spending time with you. Hope I can see you soon.
Thank you so much, Angela. I think those are great tips, and I especially like the one that you shared about looking at the camera and not at the screen, because I tend to make this mistake as well. So you can see the difference now. I'm looking at the camera, and you can see me looking at you. But usually, there's so many things happening on a webinar. I'll be looking at the chat box. I'll be looking at the screen as well. However, I think when you are in a date, like do what Angela has suggested, focus on the camera. So maybe if you switch off your own video, then you don't get distracted by the video. Thank you, Angela, for the great tips. And I understand that Rochelle, you also have some ideas or tips for our participants today as well.
Yes. Yeah, so I totally agree with Angela. And also remember to be lighthearted and cheerful. Always smile, be in your happiest mood, okay? Your smile will give you a positive vibe that will make people feel comfortable around you. So I will always remind my clients to use their personality, then use your character, use your voice, and most importantly, right, your smile to attract, to create a very first good impression. Yes.
Thank you, Rochelle. And Rochelle, definitely you have a great smile. And I think just again some tips to share with our participants today. Like when I was growing up, it's like it was quite funny. I actually practiced smiling in front of the mirror. Like it sounds like very weird, right? But I think that really helped. Like once I feel very comfortable with my smile, because like now people always say that, oh, Violet, you smile a lot. I really like your smile. But I just want to say that it's not always natural. It's okay to really work on it and practice it, because sometimes, like I think someone also mentioned, right, you don't know which is your best angle and things like that. So by practicing, you actually would know like which is actually your best angle, like especially when you're doing virtual dating as well. Okay, so we have our third topic right now, which I think a lot of our participants would be looking out for, because to have virtual dates, a lot of times it's really about connecting on the video, and because again, like unlike real dates where you might be doing activities together, like virtual dates, a lot of times you'll be looking at each other and you'll be having a conversation with each other. So what are some of these conversation topics or tips that we have usually been sharing with our clients, and what are some of these that have worked very well? So Rochelle, maybe you can start off by sharing with us.
Okay. So, conversation topics or tips. I think what I've met this client, right? I think he was really, really very shy, and he doesn't really have the confidence, to strike a conversation. So I think most importantly is really to relax yourself. It's a date, you're supposed to have fun, So don't think of it as like an interview. So I think some of the conversation topics that you can talk about, or rather some of the things that you shouldn't be talking about are things like, politics, sensitive topics like religion, past relationship, your exes, all this I don't think is a very good, conversation starter. But rather, I believe that before you go on a date, the consultant, or the matchmakers have already called you, to share the date with you, share a little bit about the lifestyle, the outlook in life, the values and all that. So you can, all this information are important. You can, use this information, right? Let's say, for example, you like scuba diving and she likes scuba diving as well. So you can talk about similar interests, hobbies, a little bit about, what he do, and so on, and why he enjoy doing that. So keep it lighthearted, keep it as cheerful as possible. And instead of going into, how many exes do you have, how much money do you earn, and things like that. I think we shouldn't be asking sensitive questions like this.
Okay, thank you, Rochelle, for those great tips. So I think something to really keep in mind is what we call a emotional bank account. So, like whenever we meet someone, we usually have some, I would say, because maybe we have read about them online, or we have been introduced to them by a friend. So maybe in our mind, okay, this person is at a 3, at a 5, or maybe it could be at a 0 because we have never met them before. However, like that's why during a first date, you want to build up on this emotional bank account, like what Rachel has shared, like talking about very positive things. Because, like if you're not at that level with that person yet, and then you are only at like a very low level, and immediately you start sharing something very negative, then that would already bring you to a negative bank balance. And that's where, you know, like things are not going to go very well. Like you might not end up going on a second or even a third date. So I think what we are trying to share is that it's not that you shouldn't share vulnerable details of your life, or like maybe things that are a bit more sensitive, but maybe not on the first date, because on the first date you really want to be building up on that emotional bank account. So thanks, Rochelle, for your sharing. And Angela, please share your tips with the singles as well.
Okay, because we are talking about virtual dating, so we are unable to talk about the food in the restaurants or the surroundings. So ask about things that you can see in the background. So if the virtual background is a scenery or is a home, you can talk about your favorite holidays or your dream home and why you like it. If you see a painting at the background, you can talk about art jamming or even show your own paintings. Have at least 3 stories prepared that are able to show your good qualities, good characters. Because we are unable to tell your date like, hey, I am very family oriented, I am very kind. But using stories, so you can say something like, once a month I would go see my sister. I like playing with the kids because they always make me laugh. So through short sharing, you are able to show who you really are. And all these qualities are very important to attract the opposite sex. So tell stories rather than facts. After a period of time, people only remember stories. Example of facts. So last holiday, I went to Australia. So it's not as good as I was in a farm stay in Perth, and one morning I got woken up by a chicken in my bedroom.
Okay, Angela, that's a really good one. So, you know, like ever since you have shared that, now I really have this picture in my mind. So it's really about painting vivid paintings, vivid pictures in people's mind. And like you say, people do not remember if it's just like a phrase like, okay, I went to Australia, but by painting a picture that will stay with them for a very long time. We have some great tips from our participants as well. So I see KY shared that best topics are FORD. You know, like I think, you know, we all like acronyms. So FORD stands for family, occupation, recreation, dreams. Totally agree with it. My suggestion is to focus a bit more on like go deeper, because I think some of the challenges that sometimes when people go on dates, be it real dates or even virtual dates, is that they jump around on topics but they don't go very deep, so they just kind of go very broad. So the problem with that is again, it won't be memorable. I think dates that are very memorable is where we go very deep. We really talk about our emotions, we talk about our aspirations, we talk about our dreams, our hopes, our passions. So, you know, like try to find a topic that both of you have in common and then go deep. And I think that would definitely help you to develop a very good first date, be it face-to-face or be it virtual. Yeah. So thanks, Angela and Rochelle, for your great advice for the 3 topics that, you know, we have prepared. And I think, you know, like these are really great and practical tips that, you know, our singers can do right away. And so right now we have quite a lot of questions that have come in before the webinar, because, you know, we have given the opportunity for our participants to send in questions. And of course, you know, we have a lot of questions that are coming in through the chat box as well as the Q&A. I haven't even opened the Q&A box yet, but I already see that 22. Okay, so before we get there, maybe let's answer some of the questions that our singers have sent in. So one of the questions here is, when do I start and stop asking, what are you doing now? What questions should I ask to break the ice, because I tend to be a more shy and serious person? So Angela, I believe you can help us with this question.
Okay, so rather than asking what are you doing now, you can say what's the best thing that happened to you today. You can also try, when you are allowed to be out in the world, what do you like doing? For a deeper conversation, you can also try the 36 questions to fall in love. So one of the questions would be, given the choice of anyone in the world, whom would you want as a dinner guest?
Thank you, Angela. So I agree. You can just search up 36 questions. I think it's on New York Times, and you can just download it for free. These are really great questions to ask your date, or even, you know, like if you are currently in a relationship, to ask your partner as well. So just to share, Jamie and I, so Jamie is my husband, we have done the 36 questions, and it was quite funny where we did it, because we were actually in US that time, in San Francisco, and I was driving, and because of the jet lag, I was feeling so sleepy, and I'm like, okay, what should we talk about now? And we thought, hey, why don't we do the 36 questions? So during that very long drive, we were actually asking each other the 36 questions, and it's really awesome. So I think we have some questions here. Can share the link here. So maybe Christina or Adrina, we can share the link for the 36 question. And then Xenia asked, is it only tailored for Asian? I would say the questions are very, you know, generic. So I think, you know, like it doesn't matter, is it for Asian or is it for people of other countries as well? Yep. And another question that we have received, okay, is okay, this question is for Rochelle. So I love someone, but I do not dare to express it. Now that he's with someone else, I feel quite sad. So I think, you know, like I want to know in future, when this happen again, when I'm interested in someone, how can I overcome this feeling of fear and express it in a proper way? Yes, Rochelle.
Okay, so in love, right, you have to be brave. I think first, right, you must be sure of your feelings, you need to make sure that your feelings are genuine and true, and not a case of infatuation or non-romantic, admiration. This is very important. So you need to ask yourself this question first. Okay, and I think don't wait too long, just do it. Stop waiting for the right moment, or you're going to ruin your chances. What I would do is that I'll go ahead and tell them, if you are absolutely positive about how you feel, right, then they're not going to wait for you forever. So, just be brave and just share how you feel. So expressing your love, right, is scary, but expressing your love and feelings face to face, right, I think it's very important as well. So you shouldn't do it digitally. It is more authentic and sincere. So I would advise not to confess your love via Snapchat, messages, Facebook, Instagram, I think this is, do it the old-fashioned way would be the best. Okay, and let's say if it doesn't go as planned, okay, if you do get rejected or not get a response, it's okay. It doesn't make it wrong for expressing yourself. So learning how to tell someone you love them is about getting a feeling across, right? That you want them to know that someone cherishes them a whole lot. So it's all really in the mindset. So so I would say just do it, and you never know what's going to happen next. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Rochelle. Okay, and I have another question here. So this question is for Angela. And I think this question is quite similar to some of the questions that are being asked in the Q&A box right now. So until what level should a girl try like maybe to interest the guy, or to chase the guy? I guess I think the question is what this person is asking. Is it after the girl has said, yes, I like you, and after that, if the guy didn't do anything or try to make contact, what should the girl do? Should she just stay silent, or should she try harder? So Angela, what do you think?
Yes, this is one of the most common questions I got asked. So ideally, guys take initiative to pursue ladies. So most guys would do something if they like you. However, if they don't, you can drop some hints, initiate 1 to 2 messages to him, or even ask him out directly once. After that, just wait. So guys would do the next move if they are really interested. Unless the gentleman that you are meeting is really, really shy. Okay, most people are not like that. Even though they are shy, they are still able to do something. They would maybe send a picture to you or just say hi. So most people able to take initiative. If the guy are really, really shy, then you may want to step up a little bit more.
Okay, thank you so much, Angela. So, like I mentioned, we have a lot of questions in the Q&A. Thanks for like asking your many questions. So I'm just going through them very quickly, and I mean, we probably will not be able to answer all of them, but we'll definitely do our best. And if you really have very pressing questions to ask our date coach, we are happy to help you answer them as well. And our team will share, like what is the email that you can actually reach us. Okay, so I think one of the questions we have here, which is probably very relevant right now in this COVID-19 situation, is how to maintain a distant relationship, because currently my partner now is still overseas and unable to come to SG to meet due to COVID-19. And I believe like now it's not even you need to be overseas, because if you're not married or you're not living together, technically you are in a long distance relationship. So maybe Rochelle, do you have any tips for our participants who might be in a distant relationship right now?
Okay, so I think in a long distance relationship, probably there will be a lack of I would say physical bonding. That physical presence may not be there, but these days we can use Zoom, we can use Google Meet, just to keep the relationship alive. So have regular date nights. Set up the call maybe once a week, no matter how busy you are. It is just do like a 2 hours. Maybe a game night, and just to keep the conversations going, and and just put in more effort, and to show the person that you love, right? That no matter how busy you are, you will still spend some time with this person, and and do it regularly.
Thank you, Rochelle. Just to add to that, so Jamie and I actually had a 2.5 years long distance relationship after we only dated for 3 months. So I would say that, those of you who are having long distance relationship right now, you have it much better than us, because for us, that was like 20 years ago. So there's nothing like Zoom, there's nothing like WhatsApp video. So I think, like definitely like what Rochelle has mentioned, keeping the conversation going is very important. And there are actually so many things out there. I'm sure all of you have heard of the app House Party. You can use that to play games online with each other. There are karaoke apps that can sing together if you like to sing, and you can even watch movies together, on like netflixparty.com, if I'm not mistaken. So I think definitely, like what Rochelle has shared, is really about making that effort, making the other party feel comfortable and know that you care. And of course, like if you are in the same country or even in a different country, you can even surprise your partner by ordering them food from food delivery. And I think that would be a nice surprise, and you can actually end up then, having a lunch date together or maybe a dinner date together as well. Okay, so we have wow, we have so many questions, my goodness. Okay, so let me just go through the question. I think I found one just now for us to answer. Okay, I think this is a good one. Angela, so this question is for you. When is the right time to let the other party know that you are divorced? I'm sure, you have given a lot of such advice to some of your clients.
Okay, so if you are meeting through lunch, actually they already know that, because when our matchmaker share the opposite profile, they would have told you. However, if you are meeting someone online or from single events, I would recommend don't talk about it during the first encounter. And on the first date also may not need to talk about it unless the other party asks you. Then you need to tell them lah. Okay, the reason we are not trying to hide anything, it's just because you want to the person to really get to know you, know the good things about you, and want to get to know you more. Then maybe on the second date and third date, if you feel that both of you able to click and would like to explore further, then you can find an opportunity to bring it out. But don't go into details.
Okay, thank you, Angela. Angela, I have another question for you, because
Yes.
I know that as a date coach, right, you get asked this a lot. So the question is, how to avoid being in friend zone?
Okay, so this is another common question. So to avoid getting into friend zone, not just for guys, but also for ladies, my recommendation, if you are comfortable, try to have some jokes or flirting at the beginning, first few dates. Also, you should tell the opposite that your intention. For example, let's say you are asking a lady out and she say yes, and you are just like setting the date and time. At the end, you can send a message say that great, that's a date. Okay, so this help to let the lady know that you are asking her out because you are dating her, not as a friend. If she still go out with you, then she know where you're coming from and won't be surprised later on when you ask the question.
Thank you so much, Angela. I think those are great tips. And I think one of the key word that drum up for me is really intentions. And I think sometimes, with guys, they are worried that, this would actually make things worse for them. So they just kind of beat around the bush. But at the end of the day, then they end up being friend zoned. So I think, Angela, that's a great tip. So Rochelle, I have a question for you from one of our participants today. So if you message the girl and then she is taking a long time to answer, takes a few days or even a long time to reply, so what can he do?
So it happens before, but do not be discouraged, you see, because different people works differently. Maybe their love language, maybe they're not a texter. If let's say you ask them a question and they take some time to answer, what I would do is that I will probably, if I'm really interested in the guy, I think it is okay for the ladies to take the initiative as well. It is okay to just give him a call to see how he's doing, and don't be too aggressive, when it comes to texting. Is that you're texting like 10 over text, but the lady is not replying. So it can be because she's busy, or maybe, she is somebody that is, like I say, maybe she's not a text person. So maybe you can just give her a call if you really, really like her and if you really want to follow up with her. So, so this is what I would advise my clients.
Thank you, Rochelle. We still have many questions coming in. So thank you guys, for being so participative and having so many questions for us. We might not be able to answer all of your questions today, but not to worry. Our team will be sharing with you the email address that you can send your questions to our love coaches, and then we will get back to you as quickly as possible. So I think, we have one question here. I think probably the person, after listening to all the various advice that have been given by Rochelle and Angela. So I think they are asking, do you guys do date coaching, or can you tell me a bit more about coaching session? How does it work? Is there any guarantee that I'll be successful? So Angela, maybe you just want to share what you do and what are some of the things that you usually work with your clients.
Okay, so I do one-to-one coaching. So my aim is to help singles because sometimes they go on dating, but they are still not attached and they don't know why. Okay, so for us we hope to find out what is the challenge, help them to remove the obstacle. And also we have a lot of singles that they may not have much dating experience. So my job is to help them to be more confident and prepare for their upcoming dates.
Okay, thank you so much, Angela. So I think I see from some questions from our participants. So some say, will this be shown on Facebook later because I joined in late? So I'm glad that you have found our session useful so far. So we will be happy to share this with you later. So again, if you're interested, just drop us an email and we will make sure that you get a copy of this so you can listen to this in your own time. So on this note, I just want to thank all of you guys, you know, like there are almost 300 of you who are on this call right now. And I'm so happy that, you know, you have been with us for the last hour. So if you have benefited from some of the advice that have been given by our experts today, Rochelle and Angela, please type love right now in our chat, you know, like please encourage them and, you know, like share with them that you have really benefited from today's sharing. Wow, so much love. Yeah, a lot. I love it. C Coffee actually put a symbol. Yes, and then I see like the hearts. Eyes. Wow, learn to be in love. Love this. Wow, so many love. Thank you guys. Love this. Thanks for the tips. Yes, we are very happy to be doing this. And I think, you know, like we also wanted to give you guys something very special because we want to thank you for, you know, being on the call with us. So Rochelle, you'll be sharing with us a very special I would say present that actually we have for all our listeners today. Yeah. So Rochelle, you want to share with them?
Okay. So for us, okay, you just give me a while. Okay. So right now, right, we are having a virtual coaching taster. So for the first 30 clients who actually, inquire with us, right, you will get 1 session of free coaching or either a 1 free date. So yeah, so this is the, so for the date coaching program that you guys can be enjoying and also will be learning from Angela is, how to ace online dating, improve conversation skills, exchange contact details, ask to be in a relationship, WhatsApp critic as well, getting multiple dates and to be in a committed relationship. And ask to be in a committed relationship. Yes. So image coaching, so basically it will be, a lot about body analysis, how to present and to be the best version of yourself. So there'll be like makeup and personal grooming, personal shopping, color analysis, online shopping and budgeting. So wardrobe audit and also, if you want to look better, we have the coaches here to help you. Okay, so yes, so the first 30 singles to inquire now, you will get this complimentary virtual coaching or virtual date. So what you need to do is that you just need to send your name, email, contact number to the panelists in the chat box now, or just visit our site page, love webinar 2, yes. So there will be a link here.
Yep. So thank you, Rochelle, for sharing that. So like what Rochelle has mentioned, all you need to do right now, if you want to be the first 30 singles that will receive a complimentary virtual coaching session or virtual date from us, all you need to do is just to, in the chat box that I think you all have been using a lot right now, just go to tool, you can choose all panelists, put in your name, your email, and your contact number. And I already see many of them coming in right now. So please send in right now because we're only giving it to the first 30 singles. Wow, a lot of them are coming in, streaming in. I think some of you are asking, what if you're already a client? So if you're already a client, we are still happy to offer a complimentary virtual coaching session as well. So I think, like you have seen like Angela, like she's one of our coaches here, like she has helped a lot of our singers. So definitely, like we are happy to connect with you. Wow, so many more people have sent it in. So if this is something that you're interested in, especially during this circuit breaker period, during this MCO period, where you would like to, I would say, improve yourself, like really, create that opportunity for yourself to meet more people despite being at home, or you want to like up your dating skills, you want to learn more about how you can be the best version of yourself, yeah, please send it in right now. They are all still streaming in, first 30 only. There are 270 people on the call right now. So, definitely send it in and we'll get back to you ASAP and see how we can get started to help you on a virtual coaching session or on a virtual date session. So thank you guys so much. I mean, I had a lot of fun today and I'm sure both of my panelists had a lot of fun too. So what would you like us to talk about in the next webinar? And also it would, no, I think first question, do you want us to have more of such webinar? If you do, type encore, so we know that, you know, you want to have more of this. Yeah, I see, yes, encore, yes, 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 encore, wow, love it. Yeah, so I think we have gotten a lot of feedback that, you know, you all love doing more Q&A, so we understand that, and we are going to arrange more sessions in future where we do the Q&A. So, you know, like yes, thank you, you know, someone have said fruitful advice. Please let us know, you know, like what topics would you like us to cover more in future? Okay, so expectations, yes, that's great. And anything else? Yeah, please, yeah, encore, thank you all. Yeah, please send some love to my wonderful colleagues, Rochelle, Angela, Christina, and Adrina. So, you know, like for Rochelle and Angela, and like this is the first time they are doing a webinar. And if you think they have done a great job, please send your love to them. You know, like they really spend a lot of time preparing for this, you know, and I think they have done a fantastic job. So if you think they have done a fantastic job too, yes, please, you know, like send in your love right now. Yes, thank you. Yes, someone say thank you, Lunch Actually team. Thank you. Someone have asked, you know, I joined late. Can I have the recording? Yes, you know, we will do this. Please send in your email. I think our team, you know, has put in where you can send the email. If you have not seen it, so we have made the email address very easy for you. Is love@lunchactually.com. So I repeat, love@lunchactually.com. So if you like to contact the team about, you know, like what you have heard about today, you would like to be one of the first 30, please just let us know. Send us the question that you might have, or send us your contact details at love@lunchactually.com. Thanks, Chevy. Can't wait for more topics. Yes, you know, like we really enjoyed this more meaningful session. Yes, so like I say, if you have any suggestions for great topics, let us know. And now we are at 1 p.m. We always like to start our webinar on time and end on time. So thank you guys for being such an amazing audience. We love this. You know, we are having lots of fun. We are so happy to be sharing with you, and we look forward to the next webinar. If you like our webinar, you know, again, email us at love@lunchactually.com so that we can make sure that you will be on the list for the next webinar. Thank you and bye.